Hello everyone, thank you for coming. I wanted to give this quick talk on a programming language called Lua, which I think is pretty interesting and easy language. And the thing is it's very simple. For this one, I'm just going to give you a very quick rundown of what it's capable of, and it won't be too much. Alright, so Lua, to give you a good starting point, is a lightweight interpreted programming language with an optional just-in-time compiler that can be embedded into other systems. It was created in 1993 in Brazil, and it's interoperable with C. So that's one of the main strengths of Lua, is that you can embed it into stuff, and it will work very fast. For example, I know there's a game called Roblox that heavily uses Lua for programming, so so you can see what kind of applications it's being used for. Alright, so for Hello World, because it's a interpreter language, it's a very simple Hello World program, and that's pretty much it. And there's not a lot to say about that. So it's very straightforward. Variables, you can easily assign variables similar to Python, but the one catch is that variables are global by default, so you have to put the local keyword right in front of a variable when you're defining it for the first time, so the compiler or the interpreter will know. It is just in time compiled, so you can say compiler or interpreter. It has the normal arithmetic operators that you're familiar with. Relational operators, the only catch is the tilde equal to, and that means not equal to, but otherwise it's basically like all the other programming languages. And for logical operators, where you use to compare different Boolean expressions, it's just the words typed out in English, so it's very intuitive once you get into it. And the loops is they have a few different loops, and they have the for loop, which allows you to loop over a set interval or system, and then there's the while loop, and then the catch is that if you have heard of the do while loops, they do also have that, but they use the repeat until syntax to specify it. So that's one change that is different. Conditional statements, they have it's very straightforward. They use the then keyword to set up. So that's a very simple if else example program for how to determine what is an even or an odd number. And then there's the else if keyword, which I didn't include because it was the to put too much text on here. So. And then functions. This is an example of how you would normally define a function, and and then also you have like a more functional way of defining functions as well. So that way you can pass functions as parameters essentially. And then the last but not least, and I think this is like the most interesting part of the data science parts for using Lua, and they have good news and bad news. The bad news is that you have a data structure called a table, and that's like your only option for data structure. But the good news is that because tables are flexible, you can make them into like whatever data structure you can think of. You can do, this is how you would do lists and also dictionaries / objects, as well as like graphs, trees, whatever other kind of like data structure you can think of. And that's all the slides. But before I go, I wanted to quickly explain like a few things. Few fun facts. One is like if you've heard of the library called PyTorch, well, actually is a port of a library in Lua called Torch over into Python. So yeah, you can do AI with Lua as well, and arguably it's faster, and it is. And another thing is that it's basically the world's fastest interpreter language because of how lightweight it is and how like few features it has. Alright, that's all I have. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully that was less than 10 minutes.
So, I don't know if you mentioned this. So why Lua? Like, why would you even care about it? It's because it's a really tiny runtime. Like you can, and so it's used very heavily in embedded programming where you don't have a lot of stuff. So like it kind of adds a nice layer on top of C. So and you can interoperate with C. So if you want to, C is everywhere, right? So Lua adds a nice scripting language on top of C for embedded environments, for any kind of environment. So thank you very much, Alex.
I have a quick question after that.
Okay.
How'd you first come across Lua? What was the first thing that kind of sparked it for you?
Ironically enough, because I mentioned roadblocks, is that when I was going to governor's school, I had a friend working on like a project that he told me that it was like creating a level in Roblox, and he said that Lua was the language that he was using. So although there isn't that many jobs in Lua, I thought that that's interesting that they have like a language just for that.
Lua is using right conditions.
Yeah, Lua is used extensively in game development, and I think like the biggest example is probably World of Warcraft.
Nice.
Yeah, it's also used, if any of you has used Kong for the API gateway. So, some people might have heard about Kong. So, you're right, it basically provides a Lua interface where you can hook into Kong and like write plugins and like all kinds of stuff. So, it's used in a lot of those kind of like high speed, low memory footprint type things that you want to have a scripting language available.
Like, is it used much in like IoT or any of like machine tools like Arduinos and some of those?
You can. I myself haven't heard about it, but like it's meant for embedded.
Because memory matters there.
Right. And for a small runtime, it's an extremely small runtime.
Yeah, when Capital One was moving from on-prem to AWS, I was actually part of the team that bridged the two environments. I built the API gateway that was built on top of Nginx, where Nginx is like your web balancer that's alternative to Apache. Nginx lets you use Lua to do some like, specific like logic, so that you can do things like sticky sessions or cookie management or stuff like that. So you can program Lua directly into Nginx and have a really streamlined web server. And that was, Open Resty is the concept that mixes Nginx and Lua together, and Kong is the product that you can use as an open source that's downstream of that concept. But definitely that's something that works really well. I have a lot of experience with it, and works in a very commercial space.
Alright, yeah, and also got this Lua t-shirt, just in case anyone didn't notice. Alright, if no one has anything, that'll be it. Alright.